welcome to Point Blank. Yep, Kai Ling is intent on blocking my face so that you can't see me.
Hi, I'm Kai Ling.
Yeah, that's Kai Ling. Okay, we all know how
Introduce
quickly...
yourself.
I'm E-von, because Kai Ling wants me to introduce myself. We all know how... And that's one. He's our cameraman. We all know how quickly Singapore develops, right? But, you know, what exactly are we leaving behind? Tonight, we take a look at some disappearing acts, places which are vanishing.
Well, first of all, let us introduce our guest, Cheryl, who is here with us. We'll let you in on a clue. He used to live in a kampung when he was much younger. Actually, not much lah, 10 years ago only.
Oh, you just gave away his age lah. But yeah, when he was much younger.
Yeah, much younger.
Yeah, that's right. The kampung is our object of desire this evening. The kampung has definitely been replaced by, you know, flats and... Why?
Object of desire?
Yeah, we're interested in it. Object. Right. We desire to know more about it.
Okay.
It's been replaced by flats, private houses, malls, everything like, you know what you might call it. You know, I would constitute that a disappearing act.
But did you know that there's still a kampung in Singapore? Yes, you tell me.
Yeah, let me tell you. Because seeing is believing. There is one last kampung standing, and it's hanging on for dear life. So much so that it's captured international interest. Presenting Kampung Buangkok. Not too far away from civilized Singapore or the developed parts of Singapore, there is still the last kampung standing, and that is Kampung Buangkok. And here we are at the last kampung of Singapore.
Rustic, quiet, and far from the madding crowd. About the size of 3 football fields, Singapore's last village is couched between private houses and HDB flats, just off Yio Chu Kang Road. And it was like a different world when I stepped in, though it's just minutes away from the main road. Hidden away, but not forgotten. In fact, it's drawn great interest from international media as Kampung Buangkok faces impending redevelopment by the government.
I'm proud also, no, if they still preserve this place as one of like tourist attraction where like some foreigners said, oh, of course, you know, if they keep this place, you know, we don't forget about the roots, you know. There's a lot of tourists and then people from over the world, I can say, you know, you see that like historical people who came and visit me. And I don't know how can they know my name, because they said they read on papers and then they heard over BBC News, you know.
The International Herald Tribune called it a piece of disappearing past, noting that in Singapore, to make more space, neighbourhoods are raised and landmarks are sacrificed. For the New York Times, Singapore is preparing to gobble up its last village in what Reuters calls the rush for land.
Kampung Buangkok faces demolition as the government of Singapore plans to finish the transition towards modernisation.
And the new paper just yesterday said the end is near, as the Urban Redevelopment Authority plans to develop this plot of land and flatten the 28 houses standing. The area will make way for housing, schools and other neighbourhood facilities supported by a road network, says URA. Though the time frame is not yet set in stone, the clock is ticking, and it's making residents nervous.
We can't say no. I mean, if we say no, we will stay alone here, and it's no point, you see.
Lorong Buangkok.
So are you afraid that, you know, you might be resettled soon?
Of course, you know, because we all love this place. Sorry to say lah, you know, maybe not all people in flats are like that. Then when I sit down, we used to say, hey, how are you? Be shout now. See, we sell or what this? I can hear the mouth. And then when we go inside, live, hello auntie, they look us up and down, you know, like very stranger, you know, very strange like that. I say, how come people in flat like that lah? Then when I go down, and then when I come to the door and people's door, I say, hi, quickly slam the door. No? I say, hey, how come like that? No? Very scary one. No? I say, this is flat, people staying flat like that lah.
You see, like now it's very windy. It's flat. My father said just like a bird in a cage.
A few things, you know, you enjoy about, you know, living in this kampung that you find that you cannot have in HDB flat.
Oh, free parking.
Very important. I need to pay season parking.
You can have four doors and a lot of windows, as you can see. Good ventilation.
Still, city living has attracted its share of the young away from Kampung Buangkok. But Mida's 21-year-old son, who now lives in a flat, visits weekly.
Do you feel that you're very different from your friends? They all live in HDB flats, or
and all that?
Actually, most of my friends don't really know until I told them. Like when they ask me, where are you going to go? I'm going to my grandmother's house. Where's your grandmother's house? In kampung. Then they, what kampung?
They live in a kampung, but like when you spend in a holiday 2-3 days is fine. Not for years, not for months. You have to be open-minded. I cannot be so conservative.
The danger of disappearance perhaps is not just physical, but a disappearance from Singaporean consciousness. From the ground, bloggers have noted there is a complete loss of a sense of history with the fading of the kampongs here. In response, locals have expressed surprise at the existence of Kampung Buangkok.
Still can't find Mui Hong's home, so I'm going to ask the directions of the people who actually live here. Auntie is going to take me to look for the landowner. Her name is Seng Mui Hong. Auntie, 你在家吗?
Landowner Seng Mui Hong, who is wary of the media and could not be found at home during Razor TV's visit, well, she told me on the phone that all the attention is wearing her out and she's taken ill. Well, she has been the subject of many news reports and documentaries. And she could have been a multimillionaire if she accepted private developers' offers for the land. But even the hefty valuation of $33 million would not move her. But she's resigned to the fate of resettling. So will Singapore's last kampong disappear? Time may have stood still for Kampung Buangkok, but not for long.
Not for long.
It's very nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I really loved it there. I spent about 4 hours there.
And the best part of it was probably you could dress like kampong girl.
Yeah, dude, check out my shorts.
And
But
your slippers.
But within the first 5 minutes I was there, I was covered with mosquito bites lah.
New blood.
New blood. I was new blood.
City blood.
Yeah, I spent like 3 hours there. But Shahrul here spent his childhood there. So Shahrul, tell us, is that similar to how kampong life was for you when you were young?
Back then, the spaces were a lot bigger. Like as you see in the video, it's very cramped.
Yeah.
And like small yard. But the one that I lived in, we had a very big yard and very big dining area.
And where was that?
That was in Kaki Bukit, which is now Bedok Reservoir.
Oh, so around that area.
Yeah, it's near the Bedok Reservoir Market.
Not that now it's replaced by
I was like thinking like Kelong.
like drowned
No.
by a reservoir. Okay. So, and now obviously you live in a flat lah. So compare that, with living in a kampong. How's that, very different?
Well, the kampongs were very big back then, and like there's always fresh air. The water is always cold, and
no heater.
No.
Boiler.
Yeah, boil water. I used to.
Too leceh.
Okay, so
Yeah.
lazy lah. Not that there's no hot water.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we pretty much get water from a well. So
Oh,
yeah.
So you have to draw your own water.
Yeah.
okay.
Sometimes like, but we do have a pipe, but it's being used for cooking and other stuff. So like when you want to shower, we just
Oh, okay. So drinking water, all that comes from the pipe.
Yep.
Okay. Did you have like flooding problems or anything like that?
Actually, yes. On the day I moved out, my mom was telling me that they had the biggest flood the kampong has ever seen.
It was all you. You were like Atlas, man. Because of you, there was no flood. Once you left, the flood came.
No, I was crying tears until it flooded the entire village.
Okay, that's folklore. Okay.
Yeah, okay, whatever. No, but seriously, I mean, I think you're lucky because none of us here can say that, we've ever lived in, such an idyllic setting. So,
Exactly.
could you sort of, compare it? Or is there sort of no comparison? I mean, there must be something, good and bad about living in kampong and good and bad living in, civilization.
Pros, cons.
I don't know, the pros... The best thing I remember about kampong is playtime lah, because as a kid, right, you get to play in the yard and we create all kinds of games. And we climb trees and we pick jambus, and no matter how far we go, we can come about 6:30, 6:45, we can always hear our moms calling us kampong. And and the bad things is probably
Mosquitoes?
actually no, there are no mosquitoes.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's not new blood, man. They're used to their taste.
Yeah.
It's just me.
You're so sweet,
Aw,
Yvonne.
thank you, Kari. I'll buy you dinner later, okay?
I think the worst thing is probably the outhouse.
Oh,
Yeah. The
So
outhouse.
do you like?
outhouse.
Can you detect the stink like from far
Have
away?
you slipped inside the outhouse
Oh.
before?
I haven't, but I know someone who has.
Poor guy.
And
Go.
he stank for 2 days.
Oh, poor thing, man.
And yeah, and we called him like
All sorts of names.
all
nice.
sorts of names. But
Poopy boy.
there wasn't any stench, surprisingly, because every morning.
Or maybe you guys are too used to it. It's like how people with BO don't think that they're BO.
Probably.
Interesting comparison. An outhouse versus BO.
Okay, sorry, moving back.
Yeah, because every morning there's one uncle who comes around
yes,
and then picks
yeah.
up the thing.
Yes, yes, the night salt collector. Yes, yes.
And then there are those like fancy trucks with all these individual compartments, right?
Like, yeah, one for each.
Yeah.
No, he
No?
didn't have a truck. He just had like a long pole with 2 big buckets in there, and he just carries around.
Well, the pole better be very long, man. But, wow, I mean, now that there are no more kampongs, I guess people like that put out of jobs.
Or they become Karang-Guni men.
That's true.
No, but okay, think about it. If you have a choice now, would you choose to live in a kampong?
Only if it's a pimped up kampong. With
with a plasma TV,
no, with a proper toilet facilities.
no outhouse.
Yeah, no outhouse. Yeah, cooking and no need aircon.
No need aircon?
No, really, you don't need aircon because at night it gets very cold. It goes down to about 25, 24. And if you were to sleep on the floor at night, next morning, confirm pneumonia or something. It's really that
and
cold.
it's damp too because you're
Yeah.
surrounded by all those plants and all that. Okay. One thing that I noticed about the people who live in kampung Buangkok was how young they were.
They were youthful, right?
Very. You know that lady that had the 21-year-old son? She's 46, And then, and her dad, who's the oldest resident in the entire kampung.
Who's the half-naked man lah?
Yes, he was about to eat lah, so they give the man a break. Okay, so he is 94 years old. He's lived in the kampong since like the 60s. 94 years old,
Yeah.
How could they bear to kick people like that out of their home?
Well, if it's slated for redevelopment, it's slated for redevelopment. I mean, I guess it's in the bigger picture of urban development.
Yeah, the newspaper said that they're looking at schools and residential flats, I'm assuming. But if I remember correctly, Buangkok MRT, just next to it, is a big open field that has nothing.
Yes. That's right.
It's not big enough.
That's right. Well, I think, everywhere there are open. I live in Sengkang.
Like pockets of.
Yeah, the pockets are there. I'm like, I have this little, narrow view where I can still see some mountains far away. I'm just hoping that they won't build stuff too quickly because it will block up the view. But chances are that it will.
Yeah, they will.
Mountains.
Yeah, really, really far away. So there's unblocked view of
Malaysia
2 fingers
already lah.
space. Yeah, I think it's Malaysia.
Okay.
So the thing is that can't be Singapore lah. The only one we have is Bukit Timah.
It's like this big.
Yeah. Okay. The thing is, okay, it's big. Okay, I was about to say something.
I don't know.
Yeah, of course you don't know. Okay, I was about to say. You can't read my mind, right? Okay, I was saying. I was talking about. Oh yes. Do you know that? Yeah, we were talking
You
about
tell
fields.
me.
Yeah.
Well done.
There was this field right across Kampung Buangkok. It was just one field. I think you saw it in the video just now. Just one field separating that kampung from a huge estate of HDB flats, which is Fernvale. So they're this closer to being,
Like Fernvale.
gobbled up.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So, well, I guess this is why we call it the disappearing act, because this is the last of it. I mean, we don't have any more of these, and especially the.
Is there any more in Ubin now?
Ubin? No, I think they have moved.
All resettled.
Moved
already?
back to mainland.
Talu. Okay, moved back to mainland. Well, yeah, that's disappearing act. Our kampong, our lovely kampong, is disappearing. But we're going to disappear for a little while Okay, we're going to go poof for a little while, but don't go away, because when we come back, we're going to look at what Singaporeans think, whether they even know that kampung exists.